Well, I've been playing Yakuza Kiwami 2, and my tradition has been on this channel to release a video when one of the latest games comes out in the series. Sometimes it's been a review, sometimes it's been a look at the various minigames throughout the Yakuza releases, but today I wanted to talk about my top 5 wishes for the future of the series. Wish number 5 for me is that they upgrade or refine this new Dragon engine that they've been using. It came out in Yakuza 6, and we see it again here in Yakuza Kiwami 2. And while it does an extremely good job at making the cityscape incredibly detailed, and I'm guessing HDR is working here because just the play of lights, especially in Yakuza Kiwami 2, in Kamurocho and Sotenbori, is just incredible. It's some of the best lighting that we've certainly seen in the series, and some of the best city lighting that at least I have seen in modern gaming, and yet it leaves a lot to be desired. This engine has taken Yakuza from a silky smooth 60 FPS, downgraded it to 30 FPS, and particularly in Kiwami 2, the fighting seems sluggish. And I complained about this in one of the Yakuza forums, and they said, well, just wait till you upgrade your character. Well, I'm about 90% of the way through this game. I have a heavily upgraded Kiryu, and while the fighting itself might be a little quicker once you get into the fight, the loading of the fights takes a while. Particularly the first couple of moves in the fight can drag. So I think it's not performing well. I think we're taking a performance hit to deliver the beauty of the city, and I can only hope that they correct that moving forward. Number 4 on my list is just that they hope to continue re-releasing the PlayStation 3 Yakuza games. I think, though I may have a problem with the current engine, it's a lot better to play these Yakuza games on the most upgraded hardware. I went back to the PlayStation 3 version of 5 and 3, and yeah, after you've played the PS4 Yakuza games, there's, like a smear of Vaseline, it seems like, on those versions. So I'd like to see the upgrades, and I certainly hope they release Kenzan and Ishin, and if, they run into a situation where it's a question of development dollars, what should they release? I think Yakuza 5, of all of the PlayStation 3 games, I realize they just did 3, but 5 was a game that I think needs a physical release, and that could benefit from modern hardware, because it was just a massive game, and it really pushed the limits of the PlayStation 3 and ran in sort of certain situations to a bit of slowdown, and it just didn't perform as well. So I'd love to see 5 get the HD remix treatment. And now we get into some of my wishes that are a little bit more unconventional, where I think it's kind of a reach, but I would love to see a Yakuza game set in a future Kamurocho. And, we've had the Ishin games, obviously, in the past. We've had, we've gone from basically the mid-2000s until the present day. So the only thing left is the future. Okay, we had the zombie apocalypse future, but Dead Souls wasn't that great. So I would love to see them sort of come up with a futuristic version of Kamurocho that plays with a lot of the classic anime visions of the future. If we're talking about crazy Japanese culture, what if Kamurocho was in fact the city in the Macross robot, or just something crazy like that, something playing with quirky Japanese visions of the future. I think it would be fun, and it would be a worthy spin-off. So my second wish is a little bit more down-to-earth in the literal sense, but it's something that I think they should have done a long time ago, and that is give us more of Tokyo to explore. Let us go beyond the confines of Kamurocho. Now, they did that to a degree in Yakuza 5, in the sense that you could go to Sapporo, you can go to Nagoya, you can go to Sotenbori again. So you were kind of traveling around Japan, and you had a wide variety of locations, but yet they were all kind of confined. I'd love to see a Yakuza game where Kiryu walks out of the red glowing gates of Kamurocho and, continues into the city. There's so much of Tokyo that would be worth recreating, and I think it could make for an absolutely brilliant setting to a future Yakuza game. And last on my list, I want a Yakuza game where I can just play the role of someone living in Kamurocho. I want to dispense with the Yakuza intrigue and mystery and the cinematics and just live a life in this city. And the way I see it is perhaps, I'm a young punk on the streets and Kiryu beats me up. And I sort of say to myself, well, I'm going to leave the gang and try to make something of my life in this, seedy Japanese underworld part of town. And then I just sort of build an existence there and kind of have like a life simulator situation. Do odd jobs, complete sub-stories, almost like something building off of the real estate game in Yakuza 0. Only that I'm really, building my reputation and slowly becoming, a respectable warrior on these streets. And you could even integrate it, with some online features, like each month there's a new aspect of Kamurocho that's opened up to me. I can try to become a pachinko, pro pachinko player in 1 month, and then, I'm working for a restaurant another month. I mean, you can really incorporate all of the mini games. You can incorporate a lot of the side stuff that we've done over the years, and just have an organic, natural building of kind of the character you want. In a sense, it would be like GTA Online. I mean, you can run it that way, though I don't want a strictly online game with other people. I just want to enjoy all of the stuff on the Yakuza periphery pieced together in a meaningful way in a main game. I think that would be incredibly fun. And, the assets are there. It's just reimagining exactly what you do in the world. And I hope the Yakuza team considers doing that at some point.